The Jurassic World VelociCoaster has already proven itself to be a world-class attraction, being considered by many as the most intense coaster at the Universal Orlando Resort. Of course, with being themed to one of the most beloved movie franchises of all time, and being this heavily themed, there are bound to be some hard to find Easter eggs and hidden secrets that the creative team decided to throw in to make any Jurassic fan go crazy. Here are the top 10 best VelociCoaster secrets. Everyone remembers the old dueling inverted coaster Dueling Dragons, which unfortunately closed in 2017 to pave the way for Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. Here's the thing though, Dueling Dragons was 2 separate tracks. When it was demolished, many felt like Hagrid was a downgrade since it was replaced with only 1 track. 2 years later, and Universal answered everyone's complaints with yet another coaster to help suit those unhappy with the decision to get rid of Dueling Dragons, with a more intense coaster this time around being VelociCoaster. In doing so, they decided to pay tribute to the dueling set of B&Ms. Back in the coaster's heyday, there were a pair of dragon statues that would sit guarding the coaster's entrance, Fire and Ice. Though it's sad these larger-than-life statues are no longer in the park, the team decided to pay tribute to them at long last with the VelociCoaster. Take note of these ferocious raptor statues here snarling at one another. Look familiar? They are almost striking the exact same pose as the 2 long-gone dragon statues. The same homage could be seen as well at the entrance to the 2016 revamp of The Incredible Hulk. One fan-favorite character from the original Jurassic Park film makes a surprise cameo inside the queue. Mr. DNA, where did you come from?
From your blood.
During the ride's queue video, Mr. DNA is offering his help in getting you ready for your raptor run. It's unclear on who voices him, but if it's the same voice as who played him in his very small cameo in Jurassic World, then it would be Colin Trevorrow voicing him, the director of the film. Now this is just my guess, but it does really sound just like it.
I'll take it from here.
Let me know who you think voices him, because I'd love to know. What also makes this sort of an Easter egg too, if I haven't convinced you yet, is that he is giving a safety spiel, similar to how he's giving the spiel in the movie to the scientists when they first arrived to the island. Still during the same pre-show video, I haven't really seen anyone make this connection so far, but there is a slight callback to the original Jurassic Park film. At the very end of the queue video, you will notice the 4 raptors jump onto a rock before the screen cuts to black. Now in the movie, we all remember the kitchen scene, right? Well, when the 2 raptors enter through the door, you may notice that one of them quickly turns to nip at the other, followed by the one nipped roaring back. Of course, Universal decided to slip in a callback to this. You may notice that in the queue video, the raptor Delta mimics the raptor in the movie as she nips Echo right next to her. Then Echo follows by returning the same exact head motion as the raptor in the movie. To me, this may be the most subtle and easy to miss Easter egg on our list. Now here's one of my personal favorite Easter eggs from VelociCoaster. Again, looking back to the original film, there is a very clever callback to the one scene where the T-Rex shows up and the glass of water ripples on the dashboard to the Ford Explorer. Well, Universal Creative decided to throw in a callback to that very scene. It can be found in the queue at the second launch, which shoots riders at 70 miles per hour. There's a large viewing window allowing those in line to see the ride zoom by. Many may be too preoccupied though with the raptors seen chasing after the ride train. But take a minute to look down. You will notice hidden in the dark a tray with a few things on it. One of which is a glass of water, which looks almost identical to how it does in the movie. Pretty cool, right? As you head into the next room, which features Dr. Wu, you may be able to pick up on several amazing Easter eggs. One noticeable item is what looks like a model of the VelociCoaster ride vehicle. But what's that above it on the shelf? A controller? Story has it that it is actually an RC version of the coaster that was used to train the raptors when they were all infants to chase riders as part of their raptor run. The question is, however, when will they sell this in the gift shop? Of course though, this does add a whole level of storytelling to this ride that shouldn't be overlooked. You can also see the same RC vehicle again on the desk in the control room during the Q video with Owen and Claire right before boarding. The next hidden secret can be found on this sign left for the Jurassic World crew. It can be located directly below the RC ride vehicle as I just mentioned. GR390430. What could that be? Gregory Hall, for those of you who don't know, was the art director on VelociCoaster, as well as many other Universal attractions. In doing so, he decided to leave behind a secret code on most all of the attractions he's worked on. Transformers? It's there. Incredible Hulk? There too. And VelociCoaster is no different. Located at the bottom of this sign, you can see his hidden code. But does this actually mean anything? It's quite simple really. GR39 for his first name, Greg, and for the second half, it stands for his birthday, April 30th. Pretty simple once you understand it. And a nice nod to the creator himself. Many may remember the Triceratops encounter walkthrough attraction that used to stand exactly where VelociCoaster does today. It allowed you to get up close and personal with live Triceratops, as the name implies. Well, did you know that the raptors in the stables are meant to pay tribute to what stood in this place before? They even breathe and move around in a very similar way as the Triceratops used to. Something I love about Universal is that they always find a way to pay homage to their past attractions, even ones as small as Triceratops encounter. Another thing about this is that the raptors in the stables also will breathe on you and you could feel their breath as you walk by. This, of course, was the same effect used in Triceratops encounter many years ago. Once you've placed your belongings in the locker, it's time to head up to the ride. But beforehand, you will get a back and forward conversation with Owen and Claire as they debate about the safety of this new ride and how things will play out with 4 hungry velociraptors that will soon be on your tail in hot pursuit. Not many have pointed this out, but the control room in which Claire is standing in is meant to actually be the same watchtower that sits on top of the coaster's main building. Another thing that people may not realize is that if you ride at night or in late afternoon, the background behind the characters actually reflects the time of day. For example, the same effect can be seen on Star Wars Rise of the Resistance over at Disney. It's a very cool effect that many may not realize until you actually experience it yourself, so I encourage you trying to ride at night just to see this dynamic effect in place. Here's one that honestly surprised me when I found it out because I've never noticed it before, and it may just be one of the coolest secrets. But it could be found in the load station and is very easy to miss. During the loading procedures, listen very closely. You may be able to hear very faintly some birds chirping along with a few other sounds, followed by 2 men speaking in Spanish. If you translate the dialogue, they are saying, "I think it's going to work." Of course, this is referencing the original Incredible Hulk coaster before the 2016 revamp.
Everything looks good. I think this time it's going to work.
This may be one secret that could be the hardest to spot, but if you are looking out for it and hear these sounds, then just keep in mind that it is yet another great reference to another attraction in the park. It's time for our first hidden secret actually found on the ride now. It's actually another reference to the Triceratops encounter and is very easy to miss considering how fast the ride moves. But if you know where to look, during the dive loop towards the beginning of the ride and right before the on-ride photo is taken, look closely. You may spot a familiar Dino Chow bag which was previously inside the Triceratops encounter as a prop, later ending up for sale in the prop shop, and now it's good to see that it has now found a new permanent home at VelociCoaster. You've got to appreciate the team throwing nods to one attraction that honestly wasn't open at the park very long. There's plenty more secrets to find, so let me know if you'd like to see a part 2 to this video, and let me know your favorite hidden thing. I'd love to hear it. Also, have you ridden the apex predator of coasters yet? What do you think? Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of ParkTwister. If you're new here, we talk about theme parks on the channel all the time. So be sure to subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, then go and hit that like button. It really does help us out. If you would like to support us even farther, you can find us at ParkTwister.com or by going and following us on Twitter and Instagram. You could also become an official Twister on Patreon as little as $1 a month. Any contribution helps out to the channel. Or you can get exclusive ParkTwister merchandise. All the links are in the description below. Alright, thanks for watching everyone. I'll catch you here next time.